If you want to have a step-by-step how to install the Benji Trapp SSRF Playground off of his GitHub repo, then follow me. I will tell you how to do the Mac and the Windows because that's what I've done. There will be some more nuances when it comes to the Linux versions, but hopefully this is still helpful to everybody. All right, so open up a web browser, any web browser, and first go get Docker. I'm assuming you don't have Docker, but if you do, you can skip this step. To get Docker, you're going to put Docker desktop download in your search bar. Uh-oh, my internet's going slow. Thank gosh. Okay. And either you can click on download, which you see is from hub.docker, or you can click on the link to the page. If for whatever reason you're having trouble, you can copy this URL, docs.docker.com/desktop/install/Windows install. And even if you have a Mac or a Windows, excuse me, Mac, Windows, or Linux, those installs are here on the left. So I'm on install for Windows and I can click on Docker desktop for Windows and press keep when it pops up. It'll go to my downloads folder automatically. That's the preset. So if you need to go find it, that's where it should be. Same thing for Mac. Windows, our Linux is a little bit more complicated. Yeah. I think Intel chips are the most common. So if you're not sure, you should just be able to go look, but just try the Intel chip. Now, I will say, I'll take a moment to pause and say that after I installed Docker, my Mac computer told me that it wouldn't run Docker because my operating system was not up to date enough to be compatible, and it made me upgrade my operating system. And that took an hour out of my day, took an hour longer. You might run into that. All right, so now we go to our downloads folder. As you see, I've done this a few times. Go install. It's a pretty standard install wizard. For this application to run, you do need to make an account. It will run you through that process on how to make an account once you get to that step. And once you log into your newly made account, it will ask you if you'd like to open the desktop app, and you can say yes. So as you see, I've already done this. Once you've done it, come back here and we will move on to the next step. So now your current step is to have Docker open. Not much in here, don't judge me. I just reformatted my computer. All right. Your page will likely look different from mine if you've been using Docker for a long time or if you've never used Docker, but that's okay. If you want, you can click on this box in the upper left-hand corner. It'll say containers, and it'll take you to a page that doesn't have any containers yet or whatever have you. That's okay. Just have Docker running and minimize out of it. That's all you need to do. Your next step is to go get your GitHub repo. So again, we can use Google, SSRF-Playground, GitHub. That's how I found this. Actually, my colleague found this for me. I was having trouble finding a good enough SSRF playground, and he found this, and this is great. So highly recommend it. As you see, it's one of the options that come up right away, but if you want the URL, it is github.com/Benji Trapp /SSRF-Playground. When you come to this page, it might, okay, good, it still looks pretty good. There's a README file, so go ahead and find it and click on it, and it'll take you here. This page is really short, okay, but there is still a content, so if I were to click on how to get started, which is what we want, it would just take me here to the middle of the page. To see, pretty short. So find how to get started. And this is the entire section, right? Up until it says now some words of warning and disclaimers. But we're not going to do everything under how to get started. We're only going to pay attention to this first code block that has 2 Docker command lines, and we're going to go from there. So now you can use your terminal or you can use PowerShell, but I'll be using command prompt. I always run command prompt as an administrator. Doubt it's necessary, but I do it anyways. You're literally going to copy and paste. So to copy and paste in your Mac, on your Mac, you're going to use command and then V, your command button and then V. And then for Windows, it's control V, or you can just right click into the command line if you're using command prompt like I am. So anyways, Docker. Notice if you copy this, it will copy this $sign. You don't want the $sign. So you're just going to take the first line from Docker all the way to main, copy, paste, press enter, and you'll see a bunch of downloads going. Once that's completed, it shouldn't take very long. You'll be able to enter the next section. And the reason I'm making this video is I had issues finding SSRF-Playground locally when I went to go use the playground. So we're actually going to change this a little bit. If it works for you, great, but it did not for me. It would start up my Docker and then it would exit immediately. It was annoying. So I pasted it in as is, and then I'm going to get rid of the very last line that says SSRF-Playground. I'm just going to backspace, leaving the space. And instead of SSRF-Playground at the end, I'm going to replace it with this GitHub repo, ghcr.io/Benji Trapp/SSRF-Playground:main. Paste it in by right clicking. So now it should look like that second command there, replacing SSRF-Playground with the GitHub repo, the Benji Trapp. And I'm going to press enter. And when I do that, and give it some time, you can check to see if your Docker is running at this point. There's 2 ways to do that. Now, if you're new to Docker, this is how you do it. You go to your Docker app, your Docker desktop app. You go to the upper left-hand corner where it says containers and you click on it. And now you should see somewhere in this list SSRF-Playground with your image, that little GitHub Benji Trapp repo that we put there. It should say status running, ports 8080:80, and then you're good to go. There's a second way to check it. So I'm going to minimize that and go back to my command line. You can type in docker space P as in Paul, S as in script, space -A as in apple. Press enter. And as you can see here, I can see this exited Docker. That doesn't matter to me. I could honestly go delete it. Watch, I'll do it right now. See, it says exited. I don't need that. Just delete it. Yes, delete forever. Here, rerun. Now I only see the one I want to see. And let me make it look nicer for you. So I have my image, and it's the SSRF-Playground. Okay, but now how do I use it? That's pretty simple. Choose the browser of your choice. And if it doesn't work, try a different browser. And if it still doesn't work, I'll go over some troubleshooting steps. But for me, my preferred browser is Burp Suite browser. So I have Burp Suite Professional, and I'm going to go out to, yeah, sorry, this is Wells Fargo. I am not at all speaking on behalf of Wells Fargo. I just can't get rid of that. So please ignore it. Anyways, open browser. Here, it's under the proxy tab, and then you can open browser. And once you get to your browser, in your URL line, you're going to type http // and you can see it's written out here already, but localhost 8080. Type enter. Ah, now we're done. That's it. Happy hacking. There's some things you can check for if you're having issues. So now we'll go into the troubleshooting steps if you're having issues. If you're more advanced and you're wanting to, you can go see if you have anything running on port 8080. That could be one of your issues. But I'm assuming anybody on these troubleshooting steps is not more advanced and doesn't have another thing going through this port. But whatever, go look at your proxy settings, see if you have your manual proxy set up. Sometimes that happens to me. What else? Go look at your firewall. And sorry, these steps are very catered to the Windows. The only troubleshooting step I had on my Mac was updating my operating system. Turn off all your firewalls. Sometimes you can run into issues with the virus and threat protection in Windows Defender. I have only run into issues with that getting some dependencies for Wireshark. It like did not like, or what was it? I think actually maybe it was Cane Enable. I think I was going to go grab Cane Enable and it wouldn't let me do it. I had to turn it off. Whatever. Okay. What else? Probably most important actually. Check your Docker. So open up Docker and on this top line, you scroll all the way over to your settings. See this little cogwheel? Click on it. It takes you straight to the general page, which is where you want to be. And make sure that expose daemon on TCP localhost 2375 without TLS is enabled. So clicked. And then if you click it, all you have to do is apply and restart. Which is down there. I'm moving myself out of the way. Should run. Anyways, that's it. Let me know if you found this helpful and let me know if you run into any other issues. I'd be curious to know. Okay, bye.